Hi everyone, in today's video I wanted to show you for the very first time how to make these beautiful barnacles which you can see on the ATC cards, plus I'm gonna make some ATC cards, so stay tuned. It's Asia Marquet here, Lemon Creation, welcome to my channel. So you've been asking me because I've been using this weird looking barnacle type piece of paper in some of my creations. I don't use it very often, but when I use it, I absolutely love it. Here is the latest one, and you've been asking how to make it. So I decided that I'm gonna actually share with you this tip. I've never seen anybody doing that. I know that some people are doing it with the Yupo paper, so that's what gave me an idea. I did it a few years ago and I didn't have at this time Yupo paper, so I had the Vellum paper or a tracing paper, however you call it, and so I decided to try on this paper and I absolutely loved it. And so that's the short story of me making barnacles. So as you can see, I am using a tool which is called wood burning tool. You know, this is the one which has a lot of different endings. I used the normal one, which looks exactly like the soldering iron. I think it's called iron. I don't know why. I would call it soldering gun. And so I always, until now, use a soldering gun for this technique. But not that long ago, I actually bought this wood burning iron, which I've been using, which I bought for my children, basically. And I decided to actually try this one as well. Right now I'm working with the soldering iron, and I've noticed that you can do different shapes. Different shapes. Yes, you can do different shapes. It's enough that you actually slide your iron a little bit to the side, so you can make small dots, you can make big dots, and they are not actually dots, they are kind of, very wobbly dots, but it looks so nice, and it's not a big actually deal to work with it. You have to have something underneath. I have my broken bamboo, I don't know how is it called, let's call it wooden plate. And so I use that. And you have to wait quite a long time before it, well, not a long time, few good minutes before it actually, the iron is very warm, because if it's not warm, you're actually struggling a lot. What's happened here, I am trying few different vellums, and I have to tell you that the vellums I have left, they are actually, I think, around 100 gram vellum, and it's, you can see it is not very see-through. And the green one is completely different. I'm trying to show you, I'm not sure if you can see, it's like a green and golden one. It doesn't matter the color, but it's just a normal standard vellum, which is around 70 grams. And this one is much nicer to work with. And I'm showing you that right now. I prefer the barnacles, let's call them barnacles, some of you call them like that. So I prefer these barnacles made on this type of paper. So right now here, this one I am using right now is also 70 grams vellum. It's much easier to make the dots, to make the holes. It's not tearing as easily as the 100 or 115 grams is tearing. And also that was done on purpose. I left you some sound experience for a moment there, so you can see that there is actually quite a huge difference between them. And I mean, you can use both of them, both of the vellums, whichever you have, but I find it more nicer to work on the 70 grams one. So I maybe keep on repeating myself, but just I thought it's good for you to know that. But then again, you know, if you want to work, or if you have the much stronger one, much thicker one, you can also work on it. And look, it looks beautiful. So here we have 70 grams vellum, see-through, really nice. And then this 100 or 150, I'm not sure, but much bigger. And as you can see, sometimes I torn the big holes in it because it's quite tough, I would say, and it's much more difficult to actually make the barnacles, and they look just so totally awesome. So it's a very easy technique, and you can use either soldering iron or you can use this wooden burning tool, whichever with whichever end you can use. You can maybe experiment and use some other ends or some other tips, I'm not sure. So I hope I explained that part well. If not, please leave me a comment. I will answer, especially if you don't understand my English. And here I am cutting the circles. I bought this machine from We Are Memory Keepers, and it's actually quite a nice one because sometimes I am lazy to use my cuttle bag to die the circles and use my dies. So it's quite easy to cut the circles with it. And I'm gonna be using 3 of the infusions today. So I'm gonna be doing round ATCs, kind of similar to the ones I've done like 2 weeks ago maybe. But I just finished. When I finished them, I said to myself, well, they look quite similar, which was not my purpose, but it happened. So I'm not gonna just, not post it just because they look a little bit similar. So as you've seen, I sprayed a little bit of the circles with water, with Mini Mister from Team Holtz. And I am adding Green Man in the Navy and, I forgot the Orange County, the 3rd infusion. And I am not adding too much water, and that's why I use Mini Mister, because you can have more control over where you spray. But the thing with infusions, you are sometimes asking also, how do I get the nice colors, why they are not so black when you, as opposed to, when you are, or some of you are using them. The thing is to dab off the excess of water, or use a little bit, or as a little bit of water as possible. I usually dab the places when there are like puddles of water and I see that it's very black, very dark, the color. So I use a piece of tissue paper. I don't wait. So as you can see, I dabbed it off, and then I'm adding a little bit more of the spray, so or powder. So like that, I don't have this mess happening on the page. And infusions just need tiny bit maybe of experimenting with them, because they have this walnut stain, which if you add a lot of water and if you don't dab it off quickly enough, it can give you a dark walnutty brownish color. But otherwise, they are so super cool, and I haven't seen any other powders like these ones on the market. The brushes are beautiful, the lindies are beautiful, but these ones are really, they have this beautiful walnut stain in it, and it looks so nice. And I'm gonna be using PaperArtsy stamp, just a circle one, not too much, just a little bit of stamping of the camera. I apologize for that. And as always, you're gonna find the full list of products in the description box below, and then you're gonna also find the affiliate links for some of them. So I would be very grateful if you want to buy something, if you clicked on affiliate link, like that I can get some commission or add no costs to you. And for you it's also easier to find things also like that. And I'm gonna be adding a little bit of die cuts. Those die cuts, they do not have name. I usually either was gifted by somebody, or they are very old and I didn't keep the packaging. So I'm sorry, I cannot give you the names of the die cuts. But it doesn't matter which kind of elements you're gonna put on your cards. I just decided to go for a little bit of white foliage, I think it's called, and I'm gonna place them with the Tacky glue. So nothing complicated here. I don't know, I was thinking before to add a little bit of black, but once again, infusions are dark already, so placing dark on the infusion is not always a good idea. The white gives a little bit more of the contrast, and so that's what I decided to do. Just a tiny thing, you know, not to cover too much the beautiful colors, because I think they are really, really beautiful. So nicely, like, you know, they kind of, I always say the colors dance so nicely together. And I decided also to distress the edges a little bit with my scissors, because I do not have simply a distress tool. There was sometimes when I was, or a few times when I was thinking to buy this distress tool from Tim Holtz, but at the end I said that it's a little bit of money wasted, because I can do almost the same thing with the scissors. And I decided, I wasn't sure which color am I gonna take, if the blue one is gonna work nicely with the colors I use, but I think it does. And I decided to actually add a little bit of this one and a little bit of the other one. So once again, the blue one is the thicker vellum, and the white one is not really white, it's kind of, now it's kind of, I don't know, light brown. It's the 70 grams vellum, the one I actually prefer. And there are different ways of attaching the vellum, because the side you are actually you are attacking it from, if that's the good word. So that when you are burning the vellum, the top side is stays quite smooth. So you can either attach it with the glue, or sometimes I do that. I'm attaching it with the stapler. I like very much attaching with the stapler, but with the glue it works perfectly as well. And I thought that there is not enough of this white contrast, so to each card I added a little bit of, well, another branch, basically, a little bit more. And as you can see, I'm adding just a tacky glue, which is falling all the time on my creations. I'm adding a little bit of tacky glue and just leaving it like that. Later I'm gonna just place some box on it, so like that is a little, you know, puts a little weight on it, and I'm sure that it will stick well to the paper, but it actually sticks well to the paper quite quickly. I do not have any problem with that. But as I said, I like to use stapler as well, so you can do whatever you fancy doing. And as you've seen, I add the, oh no, I haven't done that yet, but you can see the black circles here. I'm gonna be adding them to the back of the cards, because the cards are probably gonna go with some of the orders from you. I'm including the handmade ATCs now with every order over €60, because simply I have so many tiny orders, and I would be not able to actually manage to add the card to every single one of them. I'm already running on fumes, I think. And so I always add some base, so like that the cards are more sturdy, and then also they look nice at the back, and I can write a little thank you note on it and my name. And so I also did it with the tacky glue, because tacky glue is quite nice also. And guys, that's gonna be it for these cards. I'm gonna also add tiny sentiments, which are coming from clipping stickers by Tim Holtz. These ones exactly. And this is it. I hope you enjoyed it. Here it is, one of my techniques, which I absolutely love. So like that, I hope you can do it at home, because it is not difficult at all. I will be very happy if you subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, hit the notification bell button to be informed about my upcoming videos. And as always, oh, look at this texture, it's so beautiful. And as always, please check my shop. I'm sending you big hugs, and I hope I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye bye.